Hi, this is Peter Dart's Clairvoyant here, and I thought I'd come on today and talk about disappointment. And it's like we all go through things in life sometimes, and we get let down or not back, or things go wrong. So basically, when I'm coming on and doing readings for people, it's like I can fully relate to the things that you've gone through. So I don't come on here and sort of judge people or sort of think, oh, what a load of rubbish, the things that you're going through. It's like I can fully appreciate. Because at the end of the day, it's like I have not always, been a person where, things have been easy for me. And it's like sometimes I've had to sort of learn of what's sort of gone on in life. So, when you're coming on here and you're having readings with me, I can relate to the things that you've been through. And sometimes we have to go through these things because they're like lessons in life, aren't they, Mandy? And this is what it's all about. So, when you go through things that are negative or not good, try not look at them so negatively and look at it as if to say, well, this could be happening for a reason. And we need to sort of overcome that fear and look at it as if to say, well, maybe this is happening for a reason. It's going to lead me on a new path and get me where I need to be in life. And this is what it's all about. So, Mandy, I just feel so with yourself sometimes, I feel like you can be a good listener, and I feel like, sometimes I feel like, you could utilize that, and I feel like, you could be there for people yourself. And I think that would be really, really interesting. So I feel like if you wanted to retrain and redevelop yourself, I think you could be doing something along the lines like myself, whether it's on a spiritual path or more in a counselling kind of way. I think there's definitely something there. So have a focus on your goals now and see what you could be doing where you could perhaps be helping people and being there for people, whether it's in a caring aspect or on a spiritual aspect or social work. Okay. Right, Kayla. Hello there, Kaylin. How are you today? It'll be interesting to know where you are in the world today, because with YouTube, it's all worldwide. I'm from the UK, and I feel with yourself, Kayla. I just get this feeling. There's somebody around you at the moment where I feel so you're a bit frustrated with, and it's almost like I feel like you're wanting a conversation with this person, but when you do have this conversation, it's like you can't get through to them properly. It's almost like they come across a bit childish, and I feel like that's really sort of struggling for you. And it's like you like this person and you want to be around them, but then you get frustrated. It's almost like sometimes you feel like you're talking to a bit of a brick wall at times. So I just feel now you've got to decide whether you sort of accept their ways a little bit now about what they're doing and what they're up to. So it's a bit like, in a sense, you're coming as a mature person and they are sort of like at this level and you're above them like that. And to be honest, I don't think they're going to really change that much, unfortunately. So it's like you have to really accept their kind of personality. But if you can't, then maybe you've got to let go and move on. And if that person isn't in your life yet that I'm talking about, I do feel like they soon will be. And this is what you've got to sort of focus on a little bit, if you know what I mean. Oh, you're in Florida. Wow, fantastic. So I bet it's sort of, I don't know what time it is there now, but I think it's about 9 a.m. here, something like that. Yes, yes, it's my ex. Oh, very immature. So is your ex. Well, I could feel him around you. So all I can say is I just feel as though maybe you and him have got a little bit of unfinished business, or maybe he's trying to come back into your life a little bit. But I'm not saying go back, and I'm certainly not saying don't go back. But I do get this feeling he's not going to change so much. He may grow mature a little bit as he gets older, but I just feel as though don't expect miracles. It's like you do get what you get with him, unfortunately. Okay, right. It's 3 a.m. Wow, you're up early in the morning, aren't you? Aren't you tired? Okay, and you definitely do have unfinished business. Yes, I do feel that. Okay, so let me just see. who this next person is. Samantha Brute, morning Peter, I'm a Leo. Oh, I'm a Leo as well. Have you read for me? You have read for me recently. I'm still waiting for the new man to come in. You said 9 days, 9 weeks, or 9 months. Okay, well, I don't know when that was from, so maybe there's a bit of time for that to still kind of come in a little bit. So, you know, it's sometimes it's like the number 9 could be, you know, like the 9th of September, the 9th of October. You know, sometimes the 9 will make sense in some kind of way. Okay. But like I was just saying, yeah. Hi, Bridget. How are you? I'm excited about it. Well, I hope he lives up to your expectations when he comes in. Right, Bridget Lopez. Do you see my ex reaching out to you? I feel he will, or it'll be you that will contact him. But sometimes I don't know which way it is, but I just know it's there. I'm fine, thank you very much, Bridget. And where are you from in this wonderful world on YouTube? I'm from the UK. And I just feel as though with yourself, Bridget, I do get this feeling you are a lot cleverer than what you give yourself credit for. You're from Peru. Wow, this is what I like about coming on YouTube, more so than Facebook Live, because it's like, you know, everybody's everywhere in the world, and we're so connected, aren't we? And like I was saying, Bridget, I just feel so you're a lot cleverer than what you give yourself credit for. And I just feel now as if to say you want to start believing in yourself. And do you know what? I would really like you, Bridget, sort of working for yourself in some kind of capacity. And I don't know whether you've been thinking about doing business studies or something like that, but I just feel like there's a lot of things that I feel so you could be doing, but you need to perhaps focus your mind and your energy a little bit now of where you'd like to see yourself in life. Because I feel like there's many things that it feels that you could be looking at, and I just feel as though don't shy away from nothing now. It's almost like the world is your oyster now, and there's so many opportunities out there for you. But I feel like you need to focus more on your personality and what that draws you to, not so much what you think you'd like to be doing, because I feel like you've got a bit of a quirky kind of personality in a sense. And I just feel as though, as if to say, you know, you could sort of tap into that and do something with that. Okay, right, just let me go back to Kayla. Thank you. Thank you, Crazy. He went to the UK. I literally helped him travel there for his career. He blew that opportunity. Maybe it was karma. Oh dear. So yeah, so you kind of agreeing with that, Bridget. You know, it's very weird how YouTube works. You have to keep sliding the messages back over, whereas on Facebook they're just there, but they keep scrolling. I have to keep going like that. It annoys me. So yeah, I just get this feeling. You ought to focus that. Now my boyfriend is distant and cold with me, and I don't understand why. Oh, right. I feel what it is with there. Sometimes he doesn't quite get you and understand you, and he doesn't quite know how to connect with you. It's almost like he feels like he's changing and you're changing, and sometimes you're not quite connecting with each other. And I wouldn't blame yourself, and I wouldn't blame him. It's almost like I feel like you're both going on a different life path, and I feel so eventually I feel like you might just sort of go your own separate ways a little bit. But do try and have a conversation with him, as if to say, look, you know, I hope we are going to be okay. And if you feel as though you want to have a little bit of time to focus on some of your goals, and you can't be quite next to me all the time because you're going to be busy focused on that, that's okay, as long as we can perhaps keep moving forward. But if you feel as though you've got to go your own path a little bit and find yourself, then I feel like maybe then you need to do it. And it might be difficult to say that to him, but I just get this feeling it could be a good thing to do. So in other words, it's almost like you'll start to realise that you're understanding him. But I do feel with yourself, Bridget, I feel like, you know, you could be sort of better sort of finding yourself with somebody who sort of thinks and connects like you, because in a sense your personalities are very different. It's a bit like saying, you're both going on these different ways, but doesn't mean you can't work together, because they do say opposites attract. But I feel like you've got a bit of sorting out to do now about what you want and where you're going. So I don't want to say your relationship's coming to an end, but I also feel as though it's going through some changes. So it all depends now how you both connect with each other, so you can both find what you're both looking for and see if you can still keep it together. But if not, I just feel as though just let it unfold the way it's unfolding. But I feel with yourself, Bridget, like I say, you should be focusing on your career goals now. And I feel like very artistic. And I feel like you've got a bit of gothicness within you. You may not dress up gothically or put all the dark makeup on, but I feel like there's something there with you. And I seem to be drawn to like witchcraft with you as well. I hope you don't get put off by me saying that. It's almost like I feel like you make a great little white witch. And witches are really good. You can do love spells for people, and and help bring karma, and in a good way, and bring peace and tranquility, and you can do good things for people to help. I always look at, see, I do spells myself, but sometimes I question it a lot, because the problem with what I've got is, when I'm doing something, I like to feel the energy. I like to feel it. So you have to excuse that there, the phone coming on. I forgot to put my phone on silent. So yeah, when I'm doing my readings, it's like I feel it, I see it, I hear it, so I believe in it. But when I'm doing a spell, it's like I don't sort of get it, I don't feel it. So I just feel like as if to say it doesn't quite draw me sometimes. Right, just let me read your last message. Oops. Do you think he will contact me and talk to me about what's going on? I feel like you've got to go to him, but if he's not going to talk to you, I think that's the sign that I feel as though he's moving on, unfortunately. Because I do sense this going like that, separate ways, unfortunately. But I just feel so, try not to be sad about it. I know it's easy for me to say that, but I just feel as though, it's time for you to perhaps focus on your career goals, because while you've got time by yourself, it's like you've got the energy to do it. And then I just feel as though then I feel like, you can then start to focus on what you're doing. So we're going to break up. Well, like I said, it's very sort of in the middle. It's not like you're breaking up, but it's not like you're really communicating with each other. It's like I feel as though you've got to talk to this person, and like I said, I told you to explain things to him. So if he wants a bit of time for himself to focus on some personal things, then give him that space and time to do it. But if you then tell him also, if he wants to sort of have that space so he can think about what he wants and go off in a different direction, then just allow him to do it. It's almost like as you talk to him as an adult, we'll see how mature you are, and that could go in your favour. I'm not saying it will, but it could. But I feel like you've got to come in the bigger picture, and you need to have that conversation with him. Okay. So don't worry about it, but I just feel like there's a lot of changes going on around you now, and I just feel as though you just need to embrace it all now in a real kind of positive way. Okay. So, and this is what it's all about now. So try and have a bit of confidence now to talk to him. And I feel like you do need to take control. It's like I feel so I want to put you as the mature person, having the mature conversation with him. And then as you do that, you get the right answers. But I just feel so don't shy away from that conversation. Feel like you need to do it. You need to take control. You need to be the bigger person. Peter, what type of guy will be coming in? Is he dynamic enough? I can be your dynamic guy. Right. I just get the feeling, it's ever so funny, just as you said that, I saw sailing boats. So do you feel like he's into a bit of activity, which gives me a bit of dynamicness, and I do feel like he is quite driven. So I just feel as though, he has got a bit of get up and go. I don't feel like he sits there and he's boring. So I'm not saying like he's super ambitious, but I don't feel like as if to say he's sitting there shying away from things, if you know what I mean. So I think you could sort of draw to him and kind of connect with him in a positive light. But I do get the water with him for some reason. Feels though he likes the water or water pursuits. So try and focus on that a little bit, okay? Right, I'm going to have to go now and get myself ready. Hope you've enjoyed the chat with me and the live show, and I will try and come on again tomorrow for a bit. Will somebody else come on? Who's just come on? I don't want to just suddenly cut off, and because that's a bit rude, isn't it? So who's come on? Hi. So that's Mandy. I've already been talking to. Who's come on? Bridget, I've already been speaking to yourself. Because I just know somebody else has just come on. Who's come on and joined us? Don't be shy. Give me a message. No? Just give you a second to if you're going to message. Anyway, like I say, it's been great chatting to you all. I'm going to come on, try to say, what's happening now is there's some changes in my household. So sometimes it's always been difficult to do me astrology videos because it's like finding the peace and the quiet. So it's like, go on, Kaylee, you can ask your question. But my wife's now is working days. And so it's like, I've got the house to myself. It's free. It's quiet. And when my child's at school, I can come on and do the videos. So you're going to find now the videos are going to be sort of coming on more. And also you'll find I'll start sort of putting them up more often. So eventually, as time goes by over the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, you'll find that the astrology videos are in advance. Okay. Right. Bridget Lopez, did he stop loving me? The way I kind of look at it is if to say it's like you're gradually growing apart in a sense. Like I feel like you're both changing. It's not that he doesn't care about you. I just feel as though there's a calming down energy. Right, Kayla, is the third party going to be? Is the third party going to be? Oh God, I can't read it. Is the third party going to be around if I deal with him? Ooh. Not as much as I'm being told. I just get the feeling that there's something in the background there, but not as much. And I get the feeling it's not exactly in a good place anyway. So I do feel as though this person's ready for change anyway. So maybe you could really pick up the pieces there and see what happens. But I feel as though don't get disappointed or if something is told what you don't want to hear, because sometimes we get unfinished business and it never gets resolved. But I do get that feeling of that energy there. But do bear in mind as well, you're quite a mature person. And the only problem I've get is with him being childish, it's like sometimes that winds you up and it annoys you, and you'd be better off as somebody who's on your level, you know, where I feel as though you've got that maturity. And I just feel as though you ought to look at that maturity and think about what you really want. It's like you want somebody who's a bit dynamic and going out there making things happen. Right, will he be honest with me if he comes back? Yes, but do bear in mind, like I say, he's childish. And will he come to Peru to meet me? He once said he wanted to. Yes, but I feel like he's a bit nervous about doing it. So I just feel like sometimes I feel as though you're going to have to meet him. Right, somebody's really annoying me with a message, so I'm going to have to call it a day now, but I will be back on tomorrow because they're getting a little bit threatening with this message. It's like did a marketing text message the other day, and you know, I do delete all the messages that people don't want to connect with me anymore, but this person's getting a little bit high rate, so I need to answer that message. So they stop sort of getting angry with me. Okay then, so I wish you all the best. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed coming on, chatting with you, and like I say, I will be doing more of the astrology videos and trying to do more of the live on YouTube, and hopefully we can build the chats up. So great, nice chatting with you. All the best, love and light, and hopefully I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.